and the executive committee,
I scrolled down.
and someone who's also a good friend, Matt Hall.
Thank you everyone very much. I was asked, and it was really my honor and thrill to accept the role tonight of introducing the head coach of football at the University of Connecticut and our Distinguished Citizen of the Year awardee for 2012, Paul Pasqualoni. I think if you grow up in this town, or if you have connections to this town, we're an interesting town. We're not very big, 28,000 non-incarcerated residents who live here by choice. And over the years, we've seen a lot of people rise to the top of their professions in their various pursuits, and Paul is no exception, obviously. But this award, I think, is designed to recognize something a little different. And it's designed to recognize not only just achievement in your profession, but the kind of measure of you as an individual and your character. And Cheshire could not pick a better ambassador for being from Cheshire than the gentleman we're honoring tonight. A Google search of Paul Pasqualoni's career reveals all the things in which I'll summarize and recite in a few minutes, but the one glaring omission, and I can't believe that it's not on there, was the greatest game he ever coached, which I'm sure he remembers every day. It was the 1978 sixth grade entry at the Waterbury Pearl Street Basketball League. And after he was coach of our high school football team and our freshman basketball team, while he was at Southern Connecticut, Coach P also spent a lot of time in the summers coaching youth in our town, and I was among those youth at that time that benefited from his instruction. So it's hard to believe, I don't know if Greg Florio would even allow this these days, but Coach P would drive the short bus around town and pick us all up for basketball. And we were somewhat competitive in this Waterbury League, but as summer progressed, we would often have trouble finding 5 guys to play. So this was before cell phones. So the game I'm referring to, and this is a true story, so help me, we had 4 guys, myself included, and before cell phones, we were acting on a tip that we found we could find another 6th grader. His name was Warren Pope. He was probably Coach Pasqualoni's size now, but no thicker than this thing right here. So we end up at, and this is the greatest coaching, in my opinion, game he ever coached for a couple reasons, and I don't want you to be under the impression this has a Hoosiers type ending. So we find 5 guys by the skin of our teeth. We get off the bus, and I think as we're tying our sneakers, wave after wave of this team from Waterbury that were playing full court pressed us all day long, all day long, all day long. And I didn't have a lot of skills, and I know Mark is looking at me like I'm not surprised, but we had a lot of kids from Cheshire who probably were better suited to other sports, and basketball being, I don't think anyone on our little Pearl Street team ever went on to a college basketball scholarship or anything like that, but we were all hyper competitive, and we all revered Coach Pasqualoni. So we are after 3 quarters, and this is running time, by the way. The referees are like, let's get the heck out of here before anyone gets hurt. We're losing probably 78, no joke, 78 to 20 something. And my friend Jerry Goodrich and I, we were just fuming mad. We recognize our limitations, but we're like, we just cannot give up 100 points. Coach, we cannot give up 100 points. We're not going to give up 100 points, blah, 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 blah. And 28-year-old Coach Paul Pasqualoni, against every moral compass point, against every corpuscle in his DNA, when we suggested that we go into like a 4-corner stall to keep it under 100 points, in my mind anyway, he looked left and right and shook his head and said, okay, here's what we're going to do. So he draws up a little 4-corner. This is back in the day when they didn't have shot clocks in college, and North Carolina used to win games 7-5 every once in a while, right? So on the back of, or on the playground, Coach scrawls it up, or puts it together. We won a couple of plays. We stalled the clock out, and I am pleased to tell you, we only lost that game 94-32. So we kept it under 100 points. There is a point to that anecdote, and I'll try to wrap it up at the end. But and the reverence we all hold for him, not just as a teacher and a coach, but just an all-around great guy. And were there not 100 wins at Syracuse and all the other things he's done since 1978, I'm here to tell you that you're a lucky person when someone comes along and touches your life at such a young age with such a great example, and over 40 years he's touched a lot of lives. So it is my pleasure to introduce you our Distinguished Citizen of the Year award winner for 2012, Paul Pasqualone.
Thanks, man. Sit down, please. Matt, thanks so much. It's pretty special when you can have a former player and student, introduce you in your hometown. I'm very, very lucky. Probably the luckiest guy in the world in the sense that I don't feel like I've had to go to work one day of my life yet. And just have been just so blessed starting out here, in Cheshire. Starting out here as a player in Cheshire. And, Matt mentioned the coaches on the staff, Coach McCleary, Joe Chandler, God bless him, passed away last May. Bill Cunningham gave me my first job here coaching football. Joe Chandler hired me here to be a physical education teacher and had the good fortune to work with Nick Carparelli for all those years at Highland School and had outstanding kids like Matt Hall, and had the opportunity to coach guys that are in this room who are men now, and just so very, very successful. People who made a tremendous impression on me as a youngster here were guys like Bud Hall. Bud Hall was drafted by the Green Bay Packers probably in like 1954 or something like that. And when we would go down to practice and Coach Hall was there, and we had a chance to work with Coach Hall, who's just a giant of a man and an inspiration of a man, with Dave McCleary, Joe Chandler, and Mike Bontavis was our JV coach in those years. They were tremendous, tremendous examples. Just tremendous examples of teachers and outstanding men. And to be honest with you, as I worked my way through my high school career, and in those days in Cheshire now, Donnie Youngquist probably remembers this, a lot of guys in this room probably remember this. There were no sports until you got to be a sophomore in high school in this town. There was no ninth grade football, there was no ninth grade basketball, there was no ninth grade anything in those years. One of the great inspirations is Coach Ron McCready. Ronnie, where are you? Coach, stand up. One of the most successful, outstanding teachers and coaches ever. I wouldn't even begin to start to tell you how many cross-country conference and state championships Coach McCready had, track championships, and what that string, when I think of Cheshire and I think of all the wins, I think of Coach McCready and I think of Eddie Aspen. Those guys did nothing but win, and just great guys, and just tremendous, just a tremendous inspiration. And so it's a lot of fun, really a lot of fun to be here tonight, for me. And I know we're competing with the president here tonight, so I'm not going to keep you here all night. But
no, don't worry.
Some years back, all the football film, if you can believe this, all the football film and all the data that goes along with the plays and the defenses and all that were put on computers. And the computer print is about that big, so my eyes are kind of shot here after about 40 years of doing this now. So I got to use my glasses. But here's what I want to say. I want to say first that we're all in the same business. We really are. I want to thank the Chamber for recognizing me and honoring me here tonight. I'm not sure I deserve that, but I'm very, very, very appreciative of it. I want to congratulate all the other honorees here tonight, all tremendously deserving people. The town of Cheshire, I've always thought, has been made up of hardworking, high-achieving people. That's how I remember growing up here on East Johnson Avenue, on the family farm with my brother Dante and my cousin Jay and Louis and my uncle Vincent and my dad, you know, running the produce business and seeing the Paratis, Johnny Paratis here, and Louis Raschutis here, seeing the Fazzones and the Paratis going down the street and just working, you know, just a great place, just a great place to grow up in a different time. And so fortunate that we grew up in that time, because I guarantee you this, the young guys that are here, young kids growing up today, and I didn't get married till I was 48, so my kids are 14, 12, and 10, okay? And here's what I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot harder growing up today than it was when I graduated from Cheshire High School in 1967. It was, you know, this is very difficult, very trying times, and really we all know that. But the business we're in, and we're all in this, the Cheshire Chamber of Commerce works hard every single day to make Cheshire the best. You know, and that's what we're doing at the University of Connecticut. We're working as hard as we can possibly work to make the University of Connecticut football program the best, but in the big picture of things, to make UConn, our flagship institution in this state, the best. If you haven't been on campus, you know, in recent times, you really need to go up to stores and take a look at what's going on up there. The place is absolutely beautiful. The governor has been just tremendous to stores, to the university, the building that's going on, the remodeling that's going on. There is a tremendous downtown center now that is called Stores Center, which is just one beautiful shopping mall, apartment, condo area of the downtown area of campus, which just has enhanced and made a beautiful place just so much better and so much more beautiful. So we're all working at the same thing, trying to be the best, and really in everything we do, we're trying to be the best. The problem I have in my business is that it doesn't happen overnight, okay? You know, greatness in anything doesn't happen overnight. It really doesn't. And the problem for me is we kind of live in a microwave society, you know, where everybody wants everything done like right now. And it really doesn't work that way, whether it's the Cheshire Chamber of Commerce or it's University of Connecticut football. It takes time. You know, for 99% of us, greatness does not happen overnight. And in this day and age, people have an awfully hard time understanding that, okay? Success is based on, you know, development, the development of your company, the development of your program, and preparation. And that's really what we work hard at. Having passion for what we do, having passion for what you do is critically important. You know, we just finished a big recruiting season. We finished Wednesday night was the signing day. I'll talk about some of the kids that we got from in-state here in a minute. But one of the things you look for, and I know you do this in your business, whether you're in the banking business or whatever business you're in, you look for people who have passion for what they're doing. I can coach a lot of things. You know, I've done this for 40 years. As Matt said, I've been very fortunate. I've coached it at every level. I've coached the 6th grade team, and I did drive the bus. I went and got my license, okay? And that's a true story. Drove the bus, the yellow bus. You know, I've coached the 9th grade team. I've coached the varsity team. I've coached the Division III team, Division II team, Division I program on 2 different levels, and had the good fortune of being in the National Football League for 6 years. So I've had a chance to be around a lot of great players. But the one thing you can't coach, and the one thing you can't teach is passion. Passion for what you're doing. So pleasure for me to be here and to be recognized by you outstanding, great folks. And it's always a pleasure to be here, especially at the Farms Country Club. This has always been, you know, a pretty special place. and a place that, you know, we always, when we had the opportunity to come here, we always loved to come here. We always, you know, wasn't easy to get up here when I grew up, but it's awfully nice to be here now. I promise you that was the side, you know, and it's my job to go out, you know, every year and recruit, and absolutely recruit, regardless of who's in the program, the absolute best players that I can bring to the University of Connecticut. And that's what I'm gonna do. That's the game we're in. That's the business we're in. It's no different than the Chamber of Commerce. I hope the Chamber of Commerce is recruiting the best businesses that they possibly can, okay, to come, you know, to come to Cheshire. We have a farm for sale on East Johnston Avenue, if anybody's interested. That's the world, you know, that's the world we all live in. And they'll be fine. You know, they'll be fine. They'll compete with each other, and hopefully they'll both contribute to their careers there. We're excited to have them both. Okay, folks. Thank you very much.
Of outstanding professional achievement, honor, and distinction that you brought into the town of Cheshire. Well deserved. Thank you. So again, thank you for coming out.